Hey guys, welcome to an introduction to Keg Taps. I'll tell you a little bit about what they are and what they do. Keg Tap looks just like one of these. A tap is actually what connects to the keg in order to dispense the beer. Kegs do not have them built in. Pour hoses do not have them built in. This is actually what you need to get the keg to be pressurized and dispense beer. This one in particular is a hand pump style. This uses this pump here to actually pump air into the keg. So this is the lever on how you attach it to the keg. It has these threads here. You push down and you actually spin it, and it will tighten down onto the keg. And then this piece here actually pulls down and clicks, and it dispenses these little outputs here to push down the ball on the keg. To actually lift it back up, if you want to disconnect it, you pull out right there and you slide this thing right back up. It sucks those teeth right back up. So this rubber ring here is what actually seals onto the keg. So you have to make sure you maintain these. If these get dry rotted or anything like that, then they're not going to seal and you're going to lose beer and air. So once you hook this up to your keg and you pump it up a couple times, this is the output of this particular tap, which is where your picnic hose would attach. So basically right here where this attaches is where this would be on this style tap. So this is a North American style keg tap, and these all differ. Now I'll show you a regular draft style tap. Now this tap is used when you have CO2 to feed into your keg. This port here is actually going to be your gas in. Normally there's going to be a one-way valve here. It's going to be a small little rubber piece that protrudes down into this hole so that air cannot come back out, but it can only be fed in. This is going to be your output for your beer, which actually has a ball down here to seal the beer up so that nothing comes out and nothing goes back in as well. So it's going to be a one-way version of that valve as well. You can see the light down at the end of that tube, and you can hear it kind of shaking around. So that keeps from beer going back into that hole. And this actually operates the same way as the other style, being North American. You pull out on this and pop it up. It retreats, and if you want to snap it onto a keg, you push it down, spin it, push this down, whoops, and your keg is now active. This here is going to be a gas relief valve, and what you need this for is after transport, when you get your keg home, you're actually going to want to be able to relieve the keg of the pressure that's currently in it, so that when you hook your CO2 back up, it will be full of fresh CO2 and pressurized. So this can be used for various things, and I'll go more into detail with this in another video. So they have multiple different types of kegs throughout the world. This is a version of if I'm not mistaken, a Type D style keg tap. This was actually used on an English cider keg. It was Blackthorn. So whatever keg tap you have, that's the or whatever keg style you have, that's the type of tap that you need for that particular keg. This one has a three-sided flange on the keg. Operates the same exact way. Push it down, twist it, and then this pops down and slides back up. But with this particular tap, instead of pulling out here, this piece here actually has the locking mechanism in it. And if you look right there, I can't really see it that well, but that pops up and then catches that groove when you push it down. So that's how you operate this Type D. The same exact deal. This is going to be your gas in line. There's actually a one-way valve in here, so I'll pull this out just so you can see what the valve looks like. This is what your one-way valve is going to look like for your gas. It's got a slit right there. You can blow through this side, and air will come out but not go back in. So that's what you need. That sticks right down in here. This particular one-way valve does not fit this type D tap though, because this is a North American one-way valve. If need be, you can make this work. I did it, it worked great, but this is not the way you're supposed to do it. So if you do have issues, that's going to be why. And you don't want to run without a one-way valve, because if you have air pressure problems, you won't be able to pressurize your keg. Without this one-way valve and a fitting here, all the pressure, as soon as you hook this tap up, is going to come flying right at your keg. Now on top of this one as well, it's going to have different threads coming out the top. So when you're looking to screw on your hose, like this one up here, these threads aren't going to be the same. So this actually has an adapter screwed onto it to where the output line will also work with a North American style thread. So if you're using this keg in a restaurant, you don't have to switch up your lines. You can just screw it right onto this keg and not have any issues. So, but that's the overall idea of a keg tap. So you need a different one for whatever keg you're going to use. Own a couple of them, and they're always nice. You trade them out, do whatever you need.